find it eventually.
Oh, I'll pack you, bitch.
Bam.
Alright, this is Misty Meet with Season 1 and Season 2. RuPaul's Drag Race, Jade and Tatianna. Now, I haven't done a three-way yet. It's always been one-on-one, intimate, up close and personal. So we're going to get...
You got the back end series.
Up close and personal together. Let's start with Season 1. Now, what advice would you give to the future generation that only a Season 1 entertainer on RuPaul's Drag Race would know?
But don't give up, honey. I mean, honestly, the show's a hit. It's gonna keep going. So we're all gonna be on the motherfucking show. So follow your dreams. And I know it sounds very cliche or whatever, but honestly, do it. There's very few of us that are actually dedicated to this art. So the girls that continue to audition, you know what? It's only better the later you make it, because every season it only gets better. The more promotion you get as an individual performer, trust me, the longer you wait, it's for the best.
Alright, so back still with Season 1. Setting the standard, not knowing what you're going into. The people, the judges, the audience talks about your talk. You're giving me Jade, you're giving me Jade. You were a male entertainer, male stripper / drag queen.
Yeah.
So of course we were talking about your dick.
My
You didn't hide it.
Yeah, so I was 25. It was the first season. I didn't know what the fuck they were looking for. Yes, I was a drag queen. I was a stripper. But I was in Chicago, and if anybody knows Chicago, it's the land of Crannyville. It's continental homeland. And so I was raised with these continental bitches that would just light their dresses up, and they had their dresses very Carmen Carrera, very that. And I'm here stuffing my fucking pillow couch padding. And so when I was on the show, the last thing I wanted to hear was about my cock, and I'm like trying as hard as I am. I can't even breathe. My toes are fucking bruised. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And then you're talking about my cock? I did all this for what? But now that I get it, I mean, I understand now. And if had I known that it was about a real kiki among sisters, then yes, I would have been definitely a lot more vocal and a little more accepted. But I'm glad how I went. I mean, we're here on a fucking cruise. I mean, God, we just fucking went to Bahamas. Are you kidding me? It's amazing. And meeting people like you, because you've been one of the people that I've performed in Florida. She personally picked me up, taken care of me, got me to the liquor store, made sure I'm good. So, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's good. If I can be on All Stars again, yes, vote for me. Don't stop. I mean, call Michelle, call Ru, call whoever the fuck you're call, get me on the show again. Because I really want to show who I am. I'm ripped off on Season 1 like most of us were. I mean, you can't even see it because you have to like fucking pirate that shit because we're not even on TV. Like this bitch.
Or Netflix.
Netflix, nothing. You can't find this bitch. We're underground. No, sure said it. She's like, you know what's sickly about it? It's underground. I said, well, bitch, dig me up because I need to fucking be out there. I go, what the fuck is going on underground? Fuck, say it's underground when I'm underground. But no, it's amazing. I have an amazing fucking family like this bitch right here. I haven't seen her forever, and this is the first interview I do with her in like 2 years. And amazing. I love it. I love how we're all here. And it's only day 2 and I'm already ready like to pass out. But it's like fucking great. Great. How do you feel about it?
Oh my god. I honestly, I feel like this is a family reunion where I'm hanging out with my distant cousins, some of which I've met, some of which I haven't met, but know through the internet. And it's like a total family reunion. Alright, so now, Season 2, we're going to you, Tatianna.
Yeah.
You got to witness a little bit.
The next pretty good.
You got to witness a little bit the standard that Season 1 set. However, you had no idea that they were going to take you and edit you in a certain way.
Thank you.
How do you feel about the presentation that you have been portrayed to the American public, or international public for that matter?
I'm split. I'm definitely split. They only can create you to look a certain way if you give that. But that's not all that I do. But it's easier to put me into a box where I'm just kind of ditzy, and I'm young, and I'm inexperienced, and you know. So I actually don't feel too bad about it. In the beginning, I felt kind of bad, but now I kind of own it. Like, you want to meet me as a bitch?
This bitch performed. She came out singing as Britney Spears, and like we felt the same thing that like they put us in a certain position that we weren't really are, and like she was like, oh, because they didn't take you. But tonight when they announced you, and as soon as you were done, everyone was like, thank you, thank you. So kind of like they owned it with us, and they like kind of like like you know they put it as like some kind of like cariño. I don't know how to say it in English, but cariño, like this warmth, this fucking like.
Now
like,
it's definitely
part of you.
warm.
Now,
It's your, oh my god.
Now it's
Everyone can
sunken
say
in.
thank you, and everybody knows we're talking about Tati. But when that
And they
first
just said
came
thank you
out,
too, and we're like, thank you, yes, it's Tati.
thank you. Of course, when you're on the show, and I have not been on the show, so I can't relate. But when you're on the, I've been in pageants, and I've been in competitions, and I've been in judgmental environments where you're like, I'm not going to read you because you're judging me. So all I know how to say is, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
of course, in that environment, that's a natural response from you. Again, season 2, you haven't really witnessed a lot. But, is that something that was automatic? Okay, Cheesecake Factory, 5 years corporate training.
Yeah.
We say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That one cares. All the time. We say, I'm so sorry all the time. That's trained in us as Cheesecake people. Was thank you something that was your persona, or did it come out on the show and you owned it?
Thank you. I had no idea that I said thank you as much as I did. So that was very much a natural, not thought out thing.
Guess what? You're the thank you girl.
I'm just naturally super polite, which works, but I had no idea. Like, I watched it back, I'm like, wow, I really fucking said thank you a lot. It became something that I had no idea that it would be.
But by the way, a lot of girls have been represented in a much worse light. So
Oh,
I would
God.
rather be you girl
The thank you bitch.
than the bitch or the something much worse.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm pleased with the whole thank you thing. That's cute. It's become a thing of its
You
own,
own it,
and
you start to learn.
yeah, I'm gonna put it on a T-shirt. You'll be able to find it somewhere soon.
Yeah, www.bytatiana.
The merchandise.
But by the way, when she introduced you, she said, this next girl, thank you. The whole audience went apeshit because they know who she's talking about.
That's
That's
what we
you.
learned,
You on RuPaul's Drag Race. I heard through the Drag Queen hotline that you might have something coming out on iTunes. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay. Well, the major thing that I wanted to do after Drag Race was to do music. Now, can I sing? Maybe not so much. But
You can bitch track
I
me
know.
down.
a track down.
I can do a track down. So I have 3 singles on iTunes right now. I have
Oh, already?
Already.
I pay attention.
I have True, I have Touch, I have the True remix, and my latest single was Losing Control, all on iTunes and Amazon MP3. And then I'm constantly recording and doing music. So there'll definitely be a good 2 singles out in 2013. So it's good. And I want to do a music video. I can check that off the bucket list once I do a music video. I really want to do a music video. So.
Speaking of bucket list, what is on season 1 Jade's bucket list? You've done a lot of things. What do you need to do? Hello, we are setting history. Stonewall, just an internet version of Stonewall Riot happened last week with Carnival Cruise Line. Besides that on your bucket list, what else would you like to do?
You know what? Honestly, I think you'd be shallow to say you do your bucket list, but I mean, I feel so blessed that I've been able as a dancer. And coming from where I come from, I didn't come from a background where I was privileged. I had to really work on my own, but I did have parents that accepted what I did. So I feel very blessed at what I've done. I've been working on music, working on a couple different producers. I think I just really want to find that right moment where you feel that this is it, okay, I'm releasing this is what I want to do. And then seeing Mimi, she's amazing. She's with Excel, she has a girl, and her last video, she had a bunch of us there. I mean, you know what, that's on my bucket list. To have, finally videotape my video and have these bitches, and you bitch. You know what, honestly, my first video, you need to come. Do you promise me you'll come? Do you promise me you'll be there?
I promise you, if somebody, not you, or somebody sponsors my plane ticket, you don't have to pay me to be there, but I'm starting on it.
Florida? Let's film it in Florida.
If you film it in Florida,
Florida.
I'm there down.
Done.
You don't have to
But
pay me shit, I'm in it.
It's just
if
been
I don't have to
amazing.
fly
It's
nowhere.
been amazing to see all my girls branch off and try their different things, and then even try things that we all plan and know when, okay, not yet. Step back, it's not the time, don't push it. I think it all has to flow and it has to be organic, and I think that's when it works the best. So, taking my time, and I was on first season, so I don't need to be on the first season for All Stars. I just take your time, let it work, and hopefully TT's not on it. because then I'll look like a fucking stupid whore kicking her bitch's ass. Fucking female hair. Oh, bitch. Oh, that's her
Biggie's
band.
blonde. Alright, so, season 1. Season 1, setting the standard. What is one thing that the audience, the public, does not know about you that they should? That maybe they didn't get exposed to.
That they shouldn't know, that they do know. Actually, I'm a performer since I was born. I have always been a performer. I live to be on the stage, whether it's in a wig or a fucking lion costume or whatever the fuck you want to put me on. You put me on a stage. I live to perform, and you didn't get to see much of that. So that's what you definitely need to catch me. YouTube, find me out. Put me back on another scene with this bitch. We'll fucking do a fucking Britney, Madonna bullshit, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I love to perform. And you're missing on a lot if you haven't seen me live. So make sure you find me.
Alright, now season 2.
I love your wig. Love your wig.
Thank you.
Back to season 2, and this is not a trick question.
Okay.
I want to know, and I'm not going to ask you, what question would you never answer? If someone were to ask you a question, what question would it be that you were like, that's off limits, you don't need to know that answer? A lot of us as entertainers, we live a public life, and a lot of our information is very public. But what question would you, and I'm not going to ask it, but what would you say that's a little too private, I'm not going to answer that question?
In general, anything about, I think this is pretty, like, well-rounded. Anything about my sex life, fuck off. That I think that's pretty basic, though. Like, I have...
Some girls are very public about their sex life. So, to our fans, ask her anything you want except for her sex life.
Yeah, nothing major. No, top or bottom.
Ask me, I'll tell you.
Cute. Whatever. But, let it out. No, I mean, like, the regular, like, cute questions, that's fine. But, like, nothing... Yeah. Like, I've had a lot of people, like, do, like, fucking drag and all this. And I just always find this really tacky.
My answer is always, it depends on who, when, where, what, or why. I don't have a specific answer. Yes, sometimes, no, sometimes. And then you kind of go around the topic without answering.
But I think that we're both evolving. Like, we were both, she's still fresh. We were just thrown out there. We didn't know exactly what was going on, and so we had certain things as people. But now that we're personas, it's a little different. We can joke around. We don't necessarily have to answer the questions to what we really feel, but have fun with it. And that's what we're learning. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I'm learning as I go with my fans, because honestly, they make everything happen, and they make me feel comfortable in building. And one thing that RuPaul taught me was break your walls down, have fun, learn, and just live. And it took me a while, because I'm sorry, I don't know if you were, but I was bitter as fuck when I was eliminated. I was like, fuck this shit.
You're not. It's a competition. Nobody wants to lose.
I was like, fuck this shit. I didn't understand, but now I get it. And I mean, honestly, it's a blessing to be on the show, period. I mean, it really is. Ru has done something amazing for us. And you can't take it away from her.
Alright, last question. Tatianna, my first time meeting you in real life, but we have been internet friends for a while.
For a hot
and
since trying out for season 1, right?
Yeah, because it's voting for me, please.
Trying out for season 1.
I met a lot of girls that way.
Oh, you.
Thank you. So, but I didn't even know you're my Facebook friends. And then I'm like, I wonder if I should add her. And I'm like, oh my god, you're already my friend. From Vote For Me on www. So, my first comment to you as a stranger, Facebook friend, but stranger in real life, was, bitch, you turned it Britney Spears on your show. You had never done Britney Spears before.
No.
Today, on the Carnival Cruise Line, you did Britney Spears again. Slayed it. But did Britney Spears again. Is that something that, since that season launched for you, that you've adapted? Is, guess what? I'm going to own Thank You, I'm going to own Britney Spears, and you've, like, launched it and grew from that?
Absolutely.
Doing Britney for the first time on the show, I lived for it, and I've always been a huge Britney fan. Constantly, she's kind of like my, she's spirit animal You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'm in doubt.
I'm a dolphin. You're Britney Spears.
Right,
It makes
Britney
sense.
Spears. So when I'm lost, I'm just like, what would Britney do? So I've always loved her, and so I've definitely always, you do. I always travel with a Britney. Wherever I am, I'm probably going to bring.
It's your backup go-to.
It goes back to what we're saying. It goes back to what we're saying that we've learned that, you know, it was us. We weren't sure what was going on, but then the people accepted it, and it was naturally us, and we've learned to like, okay, this is our thing. Now let's give it to them the way they really need it. So that's how it's really done.
Now for your last question, what was not Jade, but because of RuPaul's Drag Race, is now, guess what? I'm gonna own it. What's your thank you? You can't avoid it. It's going to haunt you. Thank God it's positive, but it's going to haunt you.
I mean, now I
positive or negative.
own it up because you know what? We are men having a great time and being fabulous. But yeah, the fucking snakes
having a big old dick.
The snakes on the plane, you know, and they all tell me there's nothing to be worried about. And I told you I was from Chicago. I was a little nervous. Don't talk about my dick when I'm trying to look fish. Like, but you know what? Fuck it. Who's mad at everybody?
So that's what you love.
Okay, I'll go.
That's such a horrible.
We'll find out by
This
then
is such a
this
hard
week.
interview for me. Oh really? This is such a hard interview for me because you have to own thank you, which is horrible, and you have to own a big dick, which God, nobody wants that.
Nobody.
You know what? And think about it. Not so bad.
Not
We
bad
did good.
at all.
I'm hung like a gerbil,
pretty
and I
good.
say fuck you instead of thank you. This is Misty Eyez with Season 1 Jade and Season 2 Tatianna. Thank you so much. Loving you, ZZ.
Thank you.